It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a beer from 71 Brewing, and it's their Gear Shifter Single Hop Citra IPA, coming in at 5% ABV. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers might notice a big dent on the can, and the can split a little bit and beer was coming out the top like a fountain. Literally just opened the fridge door 10 minutes ago, beer just rolled out and fell on the floor. And normally these cans are really good, they'll just bounce. But this one, little hairline crack, and it was like a spray going all over the ceiling. So it may not be the normal kind of carbonated hiss you get when you open the can, but I assure you the beer's fine. Ooh, I've even properly. Yeah, I've properly smashed this can in. The lip thing didn't even want to go down. Yeah, see, I didn't lose much at all. Still a good I lost less than 100 ml of beer. Less than 100 ml. It was, you know, when you're in one of those kind of like Benny Hill moments where you're running around the kitchen with beer spraying everywhere and you just don't know what to do with the damn stuff. You're like, shh. It was that moment. I picked this up in Lidl, £1.79 a can as part of their Lidl Craft Beer Festival of 2021, May 2021. Without further ado, we got a one finger Whitehead. Hazy as you like. Pale coloured beer. Let's get the aroma. I tell you what I did find though, the aroma in the kitchen was amazing. When it was spraying everywhere, I was like, oh, this smells good. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, that smells okay. That smells okay. A little bit of passion fruit, a little bit of mango, a little bit of orange peel. They never let you down, 71 Brewing. That's what I found. That's what I found from this brewery. They'll go in Lidl for £1.79 a can. And I don't think I've had a bad beer from 71 Brewing. They've done double IPAs, New England IPAs. And you're like, whoa, this is incredible. For that price point, I mean, if you paid £6 for the beer, you might be a little bit disappointed, but it's all relative. It's all relative. That £1.79, it's usually really good beer. It smells good. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, that's just bonkers. What they're able to produce here for that price point is literally bonkers. The mouthfeel is lovely. Lovely, kind of rich, slightly medium mouthfeel, slightly oaty flavour going on. Thickness, mouthfeel, oaty mouthfeel. It's like gooseberry. It's like a gooseberry. Passion fruit and gooseberry flavours going on. And then it's got there's a little bit of sweetness to begin with. And then there's a slight astringent bitterness on the back end. But again, hey, you know, it costs £1.79 a can, £1.79. If I paid £6 for this beer and it had an astringent bitterness, then I would have a cause to complain. But I was drinking beer on the weekend. I went to a craft beer bar on the weekend because beer gardens are now open. And I was paying, I think it was, I don't know, it was like £3 or £4 for a half of beer in a craft beer bar. And I had one or two beers. where I looked at my mates across the table. He used to do beer reviews on YouTube. Real Ale in 140. a lot of you probably know him from the channel. I looked over to him and he was looking at me at the same time going, this is not great beer. This is not, oh, it was one or two, not all of them. A lot of them were great. And I said to him, can you describe the flavour? And he said to me, I'll ask you the same question. He said, I was just about to ask you the same thing. And I said, do you ever have a beer where the hops are that fresh that you get slightly rubber tyre? Like a rubber tyre flavour? I don't like it in beer. It's one of my biggest bugbears, really. And that's, I mean, if you're talking $4.40 for nearly a pint would cost you £3 or £4. That's between £6 and £8 a pint. £6 and £8 a pint. That's the difference. And I'm tasting a beer here that's got a little bit of astringency on the back end. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. A little bit of tangerine, a little bit of gooseberry, a little bit of tartness coming through, a little bit of sweetness, bitterness, slightly astringent. What I mean by astringent is it's kind of, it just keeps on building and building and building in the back of your throat and your neck and in your throat and your nose and the inside of your mouth, and it's kind of like you kind of want it to go away a little bit. That's what I mean by astringent bitterness. But look at the conditioning. Look at the conditioning of this beer. As I rock it back and forth, look at that. You cannot complain. You really, really cannot complain with this beer at this price point. It's such a divisive thing, mind. I tell you, if I read the comments when I talk about price points, I get some people saying, but a beer's a beer, you shouldn't worry about the price, you should just review it as it is. And then there's other people who fully understand what I'm saying in terms of price point and how much, what you're going to expect for a beer, because that's what you've paid for it. Well, I'm firmly in that kind of camp. I'm firmly in the you get what you pay for camp. Let's see if there's anything on the back of the can. Gear shifter. We're taking it up a gear with this single hop IPA. Citra takes centre stage with big flavour notes of grapefruit, citrus, tropical mango and lychee, all shining through. Yeah, there we go. 5% ABV, not a bad beer at all. Really, not a bad beer at all. As I said, I've only ever drunk. Somebody once sent me a can of their beer, something brown ale, which was sent to me. But I've only ever, other than that, I've only ever bought the beer in Lidl from 71 Brewing, and I've only ever had good beer. I've only ever had good beer from them. And that continues. That continues in the same vein. For that price point, I know I'm banging on about the price point, it's easily well worth an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!